Ready to start day 4?
Credibility, you only get one opportunity to make a first impression.
First of all, I thank you for making the effort for the whole week. Next Friday, all of you are going to have to do a presentation on one area. So another big day for EP. We have some training with a developer today. Big things happening, guys. Yes, definitely going good.
It's a great launch in downtown, and we already got some buyers lined up for it, so watch out. We're closing a deal tomorrow potentially. The best thing I like about us, we are working as a great team. Ready to start day 4? I'll go through, so I'll play the owner. So how we'll do this, you can come and ask me questions and objections I'll give. So I've got the details about the property. So I want to sell this, so I'll play this, and Craig will play the seller. Not the seller, the buyer, sorry. He was the one who's going to come and do viewings. So the purpose of this exercise is we got this listing that you've had a call today, you had a message that from me, I'm the owner, that I'm looking to sell this, and that's it, the form. You've got to use all your skills that we taught yesterday, the day before, and the day before. So yeah, that's what we want to be doing.
So what we'll do, we'll start with that first, I think. We'll start with you asking Adam questions first, so then when you've gone through that part and the part with Craig, then you should know enough about this place to create content to sell it, but as if you're going to put it on your social media.
Yeah.
So, anyone have any questions?
And I've had 7 agents come before you, so I don't really want to waste my time. No worries. I've got to go.
Yesterday, when he said, yes, I do, and he said, I feel like I'm going to have more exposure, and you're right to agree with him, because you don't want to dismiss his belief system, but I would have challenged his belief system by saying, yeah, I can see that perspective, but the price you may pay for that perceived more exposure is the perception of desperation, and that
basically we've talked on the phone, that's the thing. So I'll show you around, so it's not the basics, you're not starting at the basics. Okay, you understand that? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll show you around.
I know it's a role play, and I know you try to build out your knowledge of the area, but when you do this for real, make sure you can back up what your claims are, because credibility, you only get one opportunity to make a first impression. You will never get a second opportunity to make a first impression, and credibility. The other thing I compliment you on is that he was putting pressure on you, that I want to sell it quick and I want to sell it at the highest price. You acknowledge the fact that there's got to be a compromise there, and you was working with him to try and explain that to him.
Joe, they all gave a good effort. Like we just said there, all put on the blazers, did it professionally. It must be quite intimidating, to be fair. We're filming with a camera. It's something they've been thrown into it for a few days. Might not know the area, but they've given it a good go in some capacity. A few little things to improve on. I think overall we're heading in the right direction. Obviously, thanks to the training from you guys, Adam, Craig, and Miriam, and yourself, Dee. So. We're getting there. Feels good.
Adam told you no end of times when he came in here, he's got another project to work on, okay? None of you asked what that project was. So you couldn't figure out whether you could help him on that project, because you don't know if that project is for a bigger apartment or multiple apartments. So we could have become potentially a buyer. So always try to remember that. I'd encourage you to do that, and the same on the flip side.
So yesterday afternoon was good. We had someone come in from Beirut to finish up the day. And today, we just got back from Abu Dhabi. We had a really important meeting actually. How do you think it went, Mike?
Yeah, good. yeah, I think he's very interested in some of our deals and our partners' deals, and also I think he's very impressed with yourself and Craig.
Yeah,
Craig went off on one about life sciences, so yeah, his knowledge was insane. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation.
And yeah, very important person too. So yeah, it was good. Now we're going to finish the week off strong. The guys have put in, they put in a lot of hard work this weekend. They've brought quite a lot of leads to the table, put the hours in. So we put the yacht for them this evening to finish off the week strong.
Thank you for the weeks, first of all, and thank you for making the effort for the whole week that you've been here. It's been a fantastic week from my opinion, and we will take your feedback in a minute. And this is an opportunity for you guys to enjoy yourself today.
Well, I think it's easy for you to acquire a business and just kind of like leave it and expect it just to do really well. But we see the amount of time and effort you're putting into this. So if you continue to do that, I think you're going to have some good staff working or employees working under you.
At the end of next week, so next Friday, all of you are going to have to do a presentation on one area.
Really think in your head, when are you going to close this deal? You've got to be looking at it and saying, when am I going to close the deal? When do you want to close it? You're closing it in September, you're closing it in October. Set yourself a deadline.
About how far you've come, like in 5 days, really, 5 full working days. So like, you know, the next week's going to go by, we're going to have some more training with Craig and Bilal. So like, we're going to be up to speed in a couple of weeks, which is pretty impressive. And as well, all of you here, not sat on this boat, like you've all had a can-do attitude, you know. You've had knockbacks, but you've gone again. So I think it's really commendable, you know. You could have easily given up and just gone back and never heard from you again, but the fact you're still here, I think in itself shows your character and grit and determination. But
So another big day for EP. We have some training with a developer today, which is good. Craig and Adam's already head out. I'm going to meet them there in about an hour. Look guys, this apartment, I remember staying here I think about 2 years ago, and it was actually quite funny because when they showed us around this apartment, as you can see, is, you know, a pretty big apartment. But they actually said to me how some of the guests before us got kicked out because they was actually driving a moped around this apartment. So yeah, it's a big space, and the corridor, as you can see, is huge. I don't know if you can see down there, but you know, there's rooms there. There's rooms on either side all the way down, and then you go around the corner as well. But yeah, there's people driving mopeds around this apartment and got kicked out. But the views are incredible. You know, that side you have JBR, then you can see blue water over there, and then as you come over this side of the apartment, you can see the palm. So yeah, this apartment's awesome. But yeah, another big day, another big week for EP. Things are progressing nicely. The agents are doing incredibly well. So yeah, stay tuned.
Great. I had to do some prospect calling for the team to make some money. I think one of the guys are closing a deal soon as well. Yeah, launch coming on the 7th in downtown. So yeah, big things happening, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely going good. You can see the confidence is building as well. But now I'm looking forward to this afternoon session, I think.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
It'll be good and the sun's out again.
the work you put in on the phones and all the stuff that people don't see, that's the hard part. The results take care of themselves. The results will 100% come if you put the work in. For every 15 small deals I do, I just got to do one to make the same money. That's what I'd be thinking. I'd be like, right, I need to get myself out there to start getting deals done, get the experience, get things going, and get some money in. But then I'd be like, how can I position myself in the ballpark of people that make the most money? Cause that's what I want. Like, would you want to do 50 deals a year or do 10 and make the same money? One person, and that person was a tenant. Do you know that? He was a tenant. And they turned into a buyer 45 million dirhams of real estate. So you never know who you're speaking to. Just think of the area, because obviously Friday we're going to do that presentation on the area. And for me, expectation wise, just so you know, I'm expecting everyone who picked their So it's just coming up 6:30, the end of another productive day. Today we had the whole team on the phones. They was hitting the phones hard, and yeah, there's been some good numbers put up on the board today. Yeah, actually some are really impressive. We had someone come in to help the team on, you know, their approach and how to position themselves on these calls. And yeah, I think it overall has been productive. A few actually left a bit early because they had meetings, which was good. Adam's just on the way back now. He went to meet a buyer for one of our listings too. Sean has gone to meet someone for another listing. Who else? Yeah, overall it's been good. Oh, Mohammed's only just left like 5 minutes ago. He actually said to me, you know, what time can we stay here until? I don't want to go home. So I was like, look, you know, you've got a presentation to give us on Friday. Go home this evening, go and prep for that. And then, but yeah, you can come in as early as you want and leave as late as you want as well. But I love the hunger. He was still making phone calls till like 5 minutes ago. And it's a numbers game, it's volume. And one of the things I said was, which you'll probably see on the footage, but you put the hard work in here and the results take care of themselves. Like, don't worry about the scoreboard. That takes care of itself if you put the hard work in and you get the numbers up. It's a numbers game. But yeah, we've got a 5D Mastermind Session this evening, 7:30 UK time, 10:30 Dubai time. So I'm gonna get ready for that. Wrap up, lock up, and see you tomorrow. So just about to start our last call of the day. It's coming up 10:30 Dubai time. About to start our 5D weekly mastermind session. It's been a really productive day overall. I'm looking forward to this because we're doing another deal or no deal session. We do these from time to time where we put people into breakout rooms. They go into teams and then they have to collectively decide within their team whether they do the deal or not. So it's a really fun thing to do. But also look, this group is absolutely crushing it right now. Everyone in the 5D group is doing extremely well. If they're not doing deals, they're very close to doing deals. Deal flow is really, really strong. Yeah, we're smashing it right now. And then after this, I'm going to bed. Got another early start tomorrow with EP Real Estate. And yeah, I need to get some sleep. So if we break the numbers down, you've got your deferred consideration sitting in there at 700,000 over 40 months, 17.5K a month. Then you've got the debt service on your closing payment sitting in at around 20K a month as well. Then you've got the consultancy that the directors want sitting in at 72K a year. That's 6K a month. So if you total them up, you're at 43,500, which is 522,000 a year. So when you start looking at the latest year's EBITDA, you're at 940. You minus the director's salary, because that's now sitting in there as consultancy. So you're now at 928. Working out your debt service cover ratio on it, you got your 928 divided by the 522, and then you're sitting there at 1.7, which, you know, you'd like it to be a bit higher, but you know, it's not too bad. But remember, the seller said there's no working capital to be left in the company either. So it's been another long day. Been back to back all day, but we just come from a launch of a new development downtown. Incredible, right? It was
incredible.
like
800.
900 people there.
Yeah, 800.
So yeah, it's been good. So
yeah, it's a great launch in downtown, and we already got some buyers lined up for it. So watch out. We're closing a deal tomorrow potentially.
this is the closer right here, right?
Closed one yesterday.
Yeah, you closed one yesterday. Like, you can't leave him for 2 minutes, but top closer.
Number one.
So it's a big day today. Over the past week, the team have been working on a presentation on the areas that they want to specialise in. Now, a lot of them have been working the areas over the past week anyway, so they would have picked a few things up. But it's good because they're going to be put under the lights, they're going to be put under pressure a little bit, and it's going to test their knowledge and the information that they've absorbed over the past week or so. But look, if I was selling my unit, whether an apartment or a villa, depending on what area it is, then I'm going to want to know that the person I'm speaking to is competent in what they say that they can do, and also confident as well. So it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, so just keep that mindset, guys. Keep the drive. Use this presentation today to watch each other's presentation of how each of you are doing. Learn from me. We're a team. The best thing I like about us, we are working as a great team.
And connecting to it, you have Business Bay in the red lines. The main feature obviously is the river that goes all the way. Lure and prestige of investing in real estate in downtown Dubai. Property with views of the Burj Khalifa. The rental price or the purchase price of a property will be a lot higher purely on the fact that it has a view of the Burj Khalifa. It's a lot nicer than the ones by the marina. And you find it's not as many tourists there. It's a bit big factor. There's a lot of more working people in downtown Dubai and Business Bay as opposed to Marina.
The capital appreciation. Now, over the past, say, 2 years, I've noticed that capital growth has been very, very high. What's that like in comparison to the previous 5 years?
We can find well-developed infrastructure and road network, and we have easy access to keep.
I'm worried as an investor off plan that it's had so many problems. Do you know why the problems happen, and it's not going to continue to have the same problem? Because I've heard from another agent that they said in 3 months they're launching off plan, but they've been saying this for years. So like, do you know what the problems were and why it's not going to happen again this time?
Well, now, not gonna lie, I'm more focused on the Panjumira and not specialized in the new one, but they are now.
Yeah, so I have it off plan. So that's the reason you need to know the average, because you can use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Second question is, I need you guys to start thinking as buyers. Literally 10 top information, you have it and you memorize it. Same for downtown, same for marina.
If we will compare between Uptown and Maldives, Uptown is the best, but it depends about budget with each one.
In Sheikh Zayed Road and close to the metro station.
the question, sorry?
So if I was to if I bought off plan over the last 5 years, which development has posted the best returns for investors? So we've come to the end of another very long day. The team did very well in their presentations. We give them a lot of constructive feedback to go away and a few things to think about. Yeah, I suppose now I'm going to catch up with Jack for one final time before I head out tomorrow. Another busy week next week and the week after, and then I'll be back in a few weeks to see how everyone's getting on.